Hi, I'm Aid from Morris Lubricants, and today I'm with our brand ambassadors, Dave Jenkins and Guy Martin. And we're in Dave Jenkins' workshop. Thanks, Dave, for hosting.
No problem.
And we want to talk about basically competition oil. So, first question, guys, is why do you use Morris Lubricants in your competition vehicles?
Yeah, well, competition's all about performance and reliability, isn't it? That's the thing. So you need a really good quality product for that. With the truck racing, there's different demands to normal oil application, but the big thing that makes a racing truck so special is the amount of boost it runs. That's where the performance gain comes from.
Because it's outside normal tolerances, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's outside normal tolerances.
So there's a great big turbo running at massive stress in there. Yeah. So the engine oil is absolutely critical for the turbo life. The rest of the engine oil, we don't get engine failures from engine oil issues, but we find with the 1060 Morris product that it maximises the turbo life. Yeah, so that's my big thing.
And I'm sure that turbo's running quite hot as well.
Yes.
Hotter than perhaps a normal turbo on a normal vehicle. Yeah, so
you see massive numbers. What sort of numbers are you seeing with it?
4.2 bar of boost.
4.2, what sort of temperatures?
Yeah, 600 to 800.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I bet that turbo's pretty much full on all the time, is it?
Yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be.
Yeah, it needs to be, yeah. Because if it's not, you're not doing it right, are you?
Yeah, that's the top and bottom.
You got a speed monitor on the turbo?
Pardon? No, we don't. Right. No, because the engines come from the factory set, ready to go. So we can't do a lot to change anything with it, really. But they are just dynoing some different turbo technology at the moment at MAM for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we are with
big
that.
Big boost, 4.2 bar of boost.
Yeah, lots of boost.
Which is what you reckon? What, 1100 horsepower or so?
1150 horsepower.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, 5,500 newton meters of torque.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Big numbers.
Yeah, but it won't go anywhere without any boost.
No. Have you any idea what sort of static compression it is?
No.
It's all secret.
Yeah, it's
so
top secret.
They give you the engine.
Yeah,
from
the
MAN.
engine just comes. Yeah.
Is it sealed? You're not allowed to touch it.
We do our own maintenance on it, but there's no development. So obviously, just keeping on top of turbo maintenance, so replacing turbos, things like that. We tap it setting, just absolute basic maintenance. The rest of it, the engine will do, because of the limited amount of running we do in the British Championship. The engine will do 2 seasons. With regular lube changes.
Yeah. How often do you change the oil?
I'm saying how long do you change it?
Every 2 meetings.
Every 2 meetings, yeah.
But we don't need to. Yeah. It's not the oil fault, it's just in case there's any diesel contamination in the oil or anything like that.
Just gets down past the rings and into the sump, got you.
You dry sump it?
No.
Right.
No. When we used to tune our own mechanically injected engines, so it was all about how much fuel you could get down its throat, and
loads of
we
smoke.
used to get lots of oil dilution, lots of diesel dilution in the oil.
So a lot of
those
overfueling
engines.
basically going
and that
on,
we did used to get, if without the correct spec oil in that, then that was when we were getting lots of turbo failures.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, that's the first place you'd see an issue was in the turbo.
Always.
Right, not knocking big ends out, nipping pistons.
No,
right.
No.
It's keeping that bearing going basically, those temperatures, isn't it?
Yeah.
And of course you're getting fuel dilution, you're thinning the oil film down, so you've got to have bags of reserve in there to look after that. And of course the synthetic product you're using has got really good high temperature properties, so it doesn't degrade quickly, and it'll cope with consistently long periods of time at high temperature as well without oxidising itself and causing deposits. And deposits can be abrasive and they can cause issues. So
what oil are you putting through it?
The MLR 1060.
Yeah. Which is what? Is that the oil that one road truck would have in it?
No, that's a race product from Morris's.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
because the conditions in there are very, very different to a normal road going MAN engine, aren't they?
1060.
Yeah. So we'd be like on a Versimax product, probably a HD12 would it be now on that?
It was like a 530.
An HD 9 or even an HD11 5W30s now.
530, that's what grade it should have in it, so we get much heavier on the grade.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, being a 60 grade, it tolerates a little bit more fuel contamination as well.
Is that the reason?
So you've got a bit of buffer, as you start to dilute, you've got a little bit more guts left to it. So that helps being a 1060.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not the same. It's not like doing 100,000 kilometre oil drains, is it? So you've got 2 race meets. So it's a bit like most sort of like high performance end motorsport. The oil is designed for that race or a couple of those race meetings. You wouldn't put it into a domestic version. So that 10W60 is spot on for this.
The other thing is, because we've got so much horsepower, like if that was your bike engine and you've got like a 030 in it or whatever you're using, you want the weight out of the oil, don't you?
Of course you do. Yeah.
But we're not concerned.
But you're not worried. You make way too much horsepower. Than you can deal with.
There's no gain in that.
So you're obviously, it's costing you a bit of power running a heavier weight oil.
Yeah, but we've got the reliability and the longevity.
Okay.
And then the other big things where the oil's really tested in this truck's the power steering. That's a massive problem there. Is we're running 300 bar of power steering pressure.
When a truck would normally run what?
Perhaps 90.
300 bar compared to 90.
Yeah, because
for what reason? Because you've got so much camber on.
The way the truck's set up to get weight transfer around the truck, that you've got massive amounts of caster, and then we've got big wheel spaces in, so you get big weight transfer. So when you turn the steering wheel on a road truck, it turns the wheels. When you turn the steering wheel on this, it's transferring weight, making the chassis move about. And if you don't run enough steering pressure, you physically can't turn the steering wheel. Wow. So the steering's a big thing, and that's something that we've got to be able to trust.
And do you just run an off-the-shelf ATF fluid in there?
Yeah, it's the performance ATF in there.
Oh, so you do different grades of ATF? Oh, ATF's not just ATF?
No, I mean, the passenger car market has one particular type, but when you get into the heavy truck market, off-highway sector, then it's a bit more heavy-duty, so Dave will be running a heavy-duty version of that.
Right, okay, what sort of temperatures are you seeing in the power steering then?
I don't know.
What sort of engine oil temperatures are you seeing?
The engine temperatures the oil temperatures are not bad, like 130, 140.
Oh, so it's 130 degrees?
Yeah.
Big numbers, we won't see anything like that in the road racing.
Yeah.
That's pretty, what's your average truck engine oil temperature?
Yeah, 100, isn't it?
Yeah, and say 90 to 100, you wouldn't go much above that. So.
Bloody hell, right, it's big numbers. And what's standard volume of oil?
Yeah.
Like 40 litres?
Yeah, 38 litres, something like that. Yeah, because it's got a reduced sump so we can get the engine down, but it's still got a big quantity of oil in it.
Okay. Is that for like central gravity reasons?
Yeah, because if you've got a big pan sump on there, you can't get the engine down low enough.
Right.
It's a big amount of weight to
get that mass as low as you can, get the crank as low as you can.
So you've got less oil doing more work. So it's exactly why you've got the race product in there.
Yeah, and then moving backwards, transmission. That's a big thing as well.
What are you running in this? Is that
ZF, that is, 16-speed box. Okay. But we're only using, because we have rolling starts, you don't need to split because the engine's got so much torque. It's just 7th and 8th normally. It's just a one.
Right.
That's
the top two gears.
Yeah, just the top two gears.
The top gear being what, 100 mile an hour? You're limited to 100 mile an hour.
Limited to 100 mile an hour top speed. Yeah. But I mean, it will do as it's geared now about 130 odd mile an hour. But the power's tailing off up there, so it's actually geared now where the 50 to 100 mile an hour is where the peak power is, which is where that's where the speeds that you're racing between normally.
Remember, I followed you on my push bike. I never forgot that. It's still the scariest thing I've ever done. 112.94 mile an hour. Yeah, scariest thing I've ever done. Following you.
So moving backwards, we've got Gearbox, then so we've got 7590 in there.
Fully synthetic product.
That's not a motorsport product.
That's just a standard oil.
It's
a brilliant. Once again, it's a brilliant product. I'm quite kind on the gearboxes. Some of the boys are having 2 or 3 gearbox rebuilds a year, but I'll go all year on a gearbox.
Brilliant. Doing its job for you.
So,
and what's the damage going down the box? The synchro, overworking the synchro.
It is. Right. It's that third gear synchro, that's the one that gets the pain.
Right.
And you clutch on the way up, but there's no clutch on the way down. So you'd be brake, and you'll just blip the throttle just to break the torque and just push it in.
Right.
So
let the synchro do the work.
So it's that one, because I can't move my feet around that fast to catch a clutch on the way down, but it's clutch on the way up, but on the way down, because you'll brake until you've got everything matched up and just a dab of the throttle and just push it in.
But you're saying when you race at Donington, you're racing top gear for the whole lap?
Yeah, if you're on a qualifying lap, if it's absolutely sweet, you'll get through the whole lap in top gear. But obviously once you get in traffic and your corner speeds are down a smidge, you'll be down a gear for the chicane at Donington. Brands, much the same. You'll be down 1 gear for Druids. That is the gearbox killer because it's down 2 for the hairpin and then it's down 1 for the back hairpin.
Oh, so the gearbox gets some hammer then?
Yeah, so you've got to get into second there. So you the gearbox does get some pain there. But
so it's giving some heat soak on it as well, I'd imagine.
Sorry?
Heat soak on the gearbox.
Yeah.
In terms of lubricant.
Yeah.
So
but it's just, with the Morris product, it's like we put the lubes in it, we service the thing up, and then we don't worry about it then. We're able to, and that is amazing, that peace of mind from I'm the driver, I'm the team owner, I'm the engineer.
Yeah.
You
have to pay the bills.
I have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So the most amount of grief I can get out of any of that race prep or those race weekends, the better. So we put the oil in it and we know it's going to be good.
And you being mechanically sympathetic.
Yeah.
How often do you change the gearbox oil?
Only twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only twice a year in the gearbox oil. And then the back axle, that's not so critical. We still use the LS90 in the back end, but we're not using the limited slip diff anymore.
Right.
Because the regulations have changed. But
what the regulations have changed from what to what?
Well, 10 years ago we were using the limited slip diff.
Yep.
And now we've just got a spool type diff in there. The back axle's just locked.
Right.
So obviously the diff,
how have you locked it up?
It's a solid spool. It's just like it's just an aluminium casting. With the crown wheel on it, and then just 2 machined holes for the half shafts to come in. There's no moving part. There's no moving parts in the diff. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because it gets the weight, unsprung weight out of the back axle. There's less moving parts.
Yeah.
And the diff oil will leave in all year.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah. There's not a lot going on there.
No, there's not a lot going on in there.
Do you see much wear on the diff when you're looking afterwards?
No.
With all the extreme pressure protection's doing the job then?
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
But is that standard crown wheel and pinion then?
Yeah, it is. It's a standard crown wheel and pinion, but it's like a 2.9 ratio because it's a much smaller crown wheel. It's a smaller series axle than you'd find in a tractor unit to start with.
It's having to deal with 5,000 newton meters of torque.
Well, that's just a standard product as well.
It is. It's a standard.
It's a normal road going vehicle.
Yeah.
The amount of reserve you've got built into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're not lugging.
You've got no weight to it, have
ton,
you?
yeah.
No. But you are obviously developing, or you are able to get all that torque down. Once the thing's gripped up, it is still doing the job.
Right.
So it's.
So you're not in a constant state of wheel spin then?
No, you need to try not to be. As much as it makes you smile, it's not the fastest way around, is it?
Okay.
Lost time, lost seconds, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So go on, what we're narrowing about now?
So in terms of greasing and coolant, Dave, what do you use on the vehicle? Just normal wheel bearings, standard wheel bearing greases?
Yeah, the front wheel bearings are sealed.
Yeah.
The rear wheel bearings, they're lubricated with the diff oil.
Yeah.
They're open to the diff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the big parts for keeping grease are the kingpins. That's a big issue.
Of course, they'll be under some stress.
They are massive stress. Yeah. And the minute you get a bit of stiction in the kingpins, then it magnifies up for some reason, and that increases the steering pressures that you need more again because of the load you're under. So the standard kingpins on these trucks are a roller bearing, but these have been changed for phosphor bronze bushes. So the thrust and the bearing are integral. So it's like a top hat that goes into the axle.
So what have you nicked that off?
We made those parts.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But they've got to be kept greased, and then it's just the rest of it. It's got more moving parts on this than you'd find on a road going truck these days because you've got spring eyes to grease on this that you wouldn't grease normally on a road truck now. Obviously, prop shaft is another massive strain part that needs to be kept greased.
Yeah.
So
and the moly grease on that, do you? The black moly grease?
No,
the blue grease.
Yeah,
you use the blue grease.
Yes. Yeah. It's greased every weekend. And
K323.
Oh, right, so it's not every time it goes out.
No.
Right. Every meeting.
Yeah, just every meeting on the greasing.
Fair play.
Tidy. Nice one, Dave.